Hi, my name is Molly Klipp, and I'm the owner and artist and instructor at Carefree Beauty Permanent Makeup in Linwood location and Arlington location in Washington State. As you know, with coronavirus, all of our salons, everything has been shut down for the safety and the awareness of, social distancing, a whole new word now, just to be able to keep people safe. So I, as a permanent makeup artist, obviously I need to be working on people one-on-one. But as I got thinking about this, being home and, organizing and doing all the stuff I haven't had time to do, thinking to myself, I started cosmetics industry, in the cosmetic industry, when I was 26 years old. I became a consultant with Alouette Cosmetics, and in 1985 I bought the franchise for Alouette of Seattle. And I have been training thousands of women on how to apply makeup through all the years. And so with my clients in my chair, a lot of times because of my expertise, people keep asking me, well, as an older woman, more mature woman, more seasoned woman, however you like to put it, isn't makeup applied differently? And yes, it is. At 63 years old now, I apply my makeup differently than I did when I was 26 years old. And in the 80s and the 90s, we kind of went a little crazy, which was kind of fun, but obviously that's not where we are today. So I thought what I'd do is do some tutorials for you of teaching you how to apply makeup for a more mature woman and a more seasoned woman. The good news is we're supposed to be doing it softer. It's not supposed to be so bold. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't personalities out there that bold looks better. I have made up people that started off really bold. I went to go put a natural look on them and they actually look better bold. Not saying that. All I want to do is maybe give you some tips of how to use the proper tools. Brushes and sponges are my friend. So we have sponges that we're going to use to apply the foundation and the concealer, and for blending, we have the powder brush, which is used to translucent powder. We have a blush brush to apply the blush, and I'll show you how to do that. We have an eyeshadow brush, which is a flat brush that is applied for putting on the basic color and some blending. We have an eye contour brush. You'll see it's slightly slanted. And these are ones that work wonderful for the contouring. And then we have an eyeliner brush. Now, my eyeliner is tattooed on, so I don't have to really use this one hardly ever. But if I ever want to glam it up, I can absolutely do that. So those are some tools. In my newsletter that I send to my clients, I had an article in here of how to clean your brushes. So I'm just going to add that to this. Brushes should be washed at least once a month because bacteria does form in them. And so I really recommend when you wash them with regular shampoo. Just clean them, wet them, get them all soaped up with water, and then get the shampoo, rinse it all out. And then when you lay them flat. You want to make sure that you're not laying them in a cup to dry, lay them flat. Otherwise, the water is going to go down into these areas and it will wreck the glue. And so you want to make sure that you do this. Brushes do make a difference. You want to get good ones, okay? Alouette has a great set of great brushes. There are other companies that have really good brushes, but it does make a difference. Don't get the cheap ones because they won't wash well and they won't last very long. I've had these brushes for nigh on 20 years, okay? So it's not like you have to have new brushes all the time. You don't. Invest in them, it's worthwhile. So one of the things that I have taught with skincare is skincare, when you put your skincare on, you always go up and out. So you start from the neck area and you come all the way up and you go up and out with it. When you're putting makeup on, you're going to be going down because you want to go down over the hair follicles and not get them into the hair follicles. So the first thing I'm going to teach you is I actually use a tool. It's called Lush and Lux. Lush and Lux. And for those of you who have a problem with eyelashes not growing, this is a really cool tool to use. And you're just going to be applying it along the lash line, and it's just a liquid. And you're applying right along the lash line, and you can do it underneath the lash line here as well. You can apply it in your brows if you want to put a little bit of, add some more hair. This is literally to help you get have some growth. It's a growth serum for your lashes and for your eyebrows. So it works really, really well, and Alouette sells it. It's great. So the other thing that we use, Alouette does have a good concealer, but I really am attached to Ever is a cosmetic line that has a really good concealer and a really good foundation. So I like both of these. And I'm going to show you a little bit of a difference. And I will actually pop in a picture of all these different things because we have all this makeup. Let me see if I can do this for you. Kind of take a look here of all my different tools that I use. We all have sorts of makeup. So when you are at this time, if you've got time at home, you got these makeup drawers that you're sitting there going, what have I got here? What do I need to get rid of? You really need to watch how long your makeup is. When you've got foundation, you shouldn't have it longer than a year because it will start to smell bad. You'll know if it's bad if it starts to smell bad, toss it. If you've got cheek color, translucent powder, eyeshadows, 5 years is basically your line. If it starts to get hard and crusty, toss it, okay? We tend to hang on to makeup because we're like, oh, I just love it. I love this color. Maybe I might wear it someday. Well, you know what? If you haven't worn it in 2 years, you're probably not going to. Get rid of it, okay? I sold my house 2 years ago and totally unloaded everything. And so I am in this zone of, okay, get rid of everything. When you are applying your concealer, I start with the fingers and you take it. And when you think of concealer, where do you apply it? You think of dark spots or indented spots you want to bring out. So light brings out and dark recedes. So concealer applied under the eye, here, here, here. And then I do it in my lines here. Of course, those are my little number 11 lines. You can apply it a little bit here in the laugh lines because we do have those here. I also have these kind of lines here. As you get older, that's something that happens, right? And if I got any boo-boos or owies and I want to cover them up, I'll do that too. So now I've just placed the concealer in those areas. The sponge really makes a difference of how it applies. Now, there are sponges out there. Try to get the ones that are washable. They're hard to find. I got spoiled. These were ones Alouette used to sell years ago, and I've kind of hoarded them, but I can literally wash them in the washing machine. So notice how I'm going back and forth and coming down. That's all I'm going to do. I don't need it to be totally blended in until I go to put my foundation on. So I'm just blending down just like this. Just enough to here. Keep in mind, light brings out and dark recedes. So easy, easy. Now, Alouette has a great foundation as well, and I love this one. They have the different colors, and you can choose the different colors. This does not have an SPF to it. Ever's, I believe, does not either. I have to be careful of SPF on my face because I'm allergic to the titanium dioxide on my face and it breaks me out. So it's one of the things I have to be careful of. Those of you who really like the sunscreen in your foundations, one thing I would say is when you're checking foundations, apply them to your jawline. They should check when you're checking color, do it along the jawline, blend it down. If it blends to your face, to your neck, you're fine. If you find that you have, I call it panty lines, right? Panty lines on your face, you've got to make sure you're blending down and underneath the jawline as you're applying it. So let me just kind of give you a little show on this one. So I'm going to start here, kind of put it in, I always say dot the 5 areas of the face here. And then I'm going to blend it here, coming down. Foundation is meant to even out the skin tones. That's what it's for. And as you get older, you tend to have more uneven skin tones. Now, I have to say, I have done some faces that I look at their skin, and I'll literally say, don't use foundation, you don't need it, because they have beautiful, beautiful skin tone. I am not one of those. I have my Irish heritage, and it comes up as age spots and all those lovely little things here that don't show up here. So I'm going to put a little bit underneath my hairline here. I'm going to pull my hair back. All this lovely, I'm so glad with all the hair salons down that I let my gray hair come out because I don't have to worry about getting it colored. I kind of laugh about that going, oh my gosh, that would have been horrible. Now notice I'm going along my lash line, okay? I'm going underneath the hairline because I don't want to have any difference of color anywhere in between there. So I'm coming along the lip line, underneath the jawline. If I need some more color down there, I'll do that. But it just really evens out the skin tone. You'll notice I didn't use a lot. You don't want to be using a lot. You don't need tons of coverage. You want a very thin coat. Now, one of the things that really makes a difference, and I have my little favorites, you know, I have all these different colors. I have all this different stuff, but I'm at the age now that I like it simple. So this is an old compact. And I'm sure some of you have those. I'm being totally transparent here. And I have my favorite colors. And under here is my translucent face powder and my cheek color. So I'm going to use the big fatty brush here, this one. And I'm going to take the translucent and I'm going to dust it all over my face. This is where I'm going to start from. Because when you put a powder on top of a powder, you'll find that it blends a lot better. So you'll notice I'm putting it on here. If you have a problem with, usually older women like myself don't have a problem with creasing eyelids. If you do have a problem with creasing eyelids, Aloe has a great product called Heavenly Sheen that'll actually keep your eyeshadow on without creasing. And I can show you how to use that. I'm going to use a cheek color. Now, when you're using your brush, okay, you're going to go to the sides of the brush like this, okay, not here. You blend to the side. Knock off the extra powder because it's going to land on your face. And you're going to take it from your cheekbone and go backwards, always going down. The cheek color should be applied no higher than the eye bone here, no lower than the contour line here, and no closer than 2 fingers to your nose. So you want to make sure that you're just keeping it where it should be. If you get too much on, that's what the blending brush does. And notice I'm going down with it. All cheek color should do is frame the face. Then I'm going to take the sponge and go around the outside edges to create a very soft effect. And that's concealer, foundation, and cheek color. So we're going to end here, and my next tutorial I'll be teaching you how to use the contour for the eyeliner, for the eyeshadow and the eyeliner. I can teach you a little bit about brows. Best thing I'd say is once this band comes up, come see me to get your eyebrows done. You know, can you imagine waking up every day with not having to do your eyebrows, not having to do your eyeliner and lips? Love to have you. Molly Clip, Carefree Beauty Permanent Makeup. Thanks for listening.